Seth Meyers. This is Late Night. We hope you're doing well. And now, if you don't mind, we're going to get to the news. President Trump is set on Sunday to celebrate his 80th birthday with a UFC fight on the White House lawn. I don't know what the hell you guys did, but you have to go back and fix this. That's right, President Trump is set on Sunday to celebrate his 80th birthday, but unlike other 80-year-olds, he doesn't like to remind you how much things used to cost. President Trump threatened today in a post on Truth Social to seize Iran's Karg Island oil export hub. And man, if you ever want to sound like a supervillain, a great way to do that is to threaten to seize Karg Island. Sounds like the line they make you read when you audition to be the voice of Skeletor. I will seize Karg Island. Was that good? Was that good? Should I do it again? President Trump, thank you. President Trump announced in a post on Truth Social today that he has canceled scheduled strikes on Iran due to ongoing peace talks and added that the time and place of a signing ceremony will be announced shortly. Okay, so last night you said you were going to bomb them. This afternoon you said you were going to invade and seize Karg Island. And now you're announcing a peace deal? You're like the boy who cried wolf if he also cried every other animal. Wolf, giraffe, platypus. President Trump, in a post yesterday on Truth Social, asked Congress for an additional $350 billion in military funding to use in part to, quote, defend the homeland with the Golden Dome. Dude, okay, you got the part. We must defend the homeland with the Golden Dome. Yes. You'll be mine soon, Karg Island. First Lady Melania Trump hosted an event at the Treasury Department today to celebrate the launch of a new initiative that provides foster children with savings and investment accounts so that, God willing, none of them will ever have to marry for money. A California estate. What? A California estate that served as a filming location for the 1980s soap opera Dynasty was recently listed for $45 million, which includes a tennis court, greenhouse, and reflecting pool. Though if you're old enough to remember Dynasty, maybe stay off the tennis court? A 7-year-old in Pennsylvania recently set a Guinness World Record after putting on 50 sweaters because his dad made it very clear what would happen if he touched the thermostat. Finally, the congressional baseball game was won last night by the Republicans, who defeated the Democrats 11-2. And I'm not saying they cheated, but I'm pretty sure there's no Senator Otani from South Dakota. And that was a monologue, everybody. We've begun. We have a fantastic show for you tonight. Two very funny gentlemen. They created the hit podcast Las Culturistas. They'll be hosting the Las Culturistas Culture Awards June 17th on Bravo and Peacock. Our friends Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers are back, everybody. He is a groundbreaking musician, songwriter, and producer who composed the score for the second season of Beef, which is streaming now on Netflix. Phineas is also joining us, you guys. I'm so excited to talk to him before we get to all that. Good news, you guys. We are very close to finalizing a peace deal with Iran. In fact, the time and place of the signing will be announced shortly. Now, I know this isn't the first time you've heard this, and you might be skeptical, but don't worry. It comes from a trustworthy source. Let me just check the name here. Oh, Donald Trump. All right. Never mind, never mind. For more on this, it's time for a closer look. First things first, last night we got an answer to the question, how long does it take to get Donald Trump's bad vibes out of a building he recently visited? And the answer was 2.5 quarters. What a night for the Knicks. And what a night for the celebrities who were there. They were all making the surprise faces they think they're making when they fake surprise faces at award shows. And in a way, you know, it's kind of sad for Trump that he missed the games, because if anybody needs to know a 29-point comeback is possible, it's him after looking at his approval ratings. Now, one of the reasons those approval numbers are so low is that even some Republicans feel they've been sold a bill of goods, like when Trump and J.D. Vance called themselves the pro-peace ticket during the 2024 campaign, which is already a little bit weird. I mean, maintaining the peace is part of the job of president. You know, it's what everyone wants. It's not a bonus feature. It's like if you invited a coworker to your barbecue and he said, I'd love to come, and I won't hit on your wife. And if you're thinking to yourself, but Trump doesn't seem very pro-peace, he's attacked or threatened 1 out of every 13 countries on Earth, there's a simple explanation. The team that made that graphic misheard. Trump's not the pro-peace candidate, he's the 8-piece candidate. And I have to assume that's what Trump and his team meant when they said stuff like this.
The only chance we have for peace and prosperity is with Donald Trump.
President Trump is the peace president.
If you want to bring back the peace, the prosperity, stopping the wars, go, bring your friends, vote for Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is the candidate of peace and prosperity.
I am the candidate of peace. I am peace.
Oh, you're a piece, all right. A piece of work. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, they know they're going to clip it and take it out of context, but I don't care. You're a piece of work. I know it's language unbecoming of a talk show host. That should have been a dead giveaway right there. The only people who ever say the words, I am peace, in movies are the villains. Like, if I gave you that quote first, then asked you to guess who said it, which one would be your answer, Mahatma Gandhi or Bane? People of Gotham, I am here to liberate you from your decadence and rot. Do not fear, for I am peace. And now I'm going to do the same line as Gandhi. What? Why not? I was such a good Gandhi. Oh, right. Because it's 2026 and I am a white man. The point is, Republicans spent an entire campaign shamelessly insisting that Donald Trump, the guy who bombed 7 different countries in his first term, was somehow the candidate of peace. Well, you'll never guess how that turned out. Trump was asked what happened to all that peace and prosperity stuff, and he basically said, new phone, who dis?
One of your consistent campaign promises was no new wars, going all the way back to 2015. Did you break that promise to the American people?
No.
What changed? Because you insisted no new wars.
First of all, I didn't guarantee no war.
Yeah, saying you're the candidate of peace doesn't mean you're against war. It's like, oh, if you're Kendrick Lamar's record producer, that doesn't mean you're against Drake. A minor just happened to be the perfect rhyme in that spot. It's not personal. Now, this is the part of the show where I would sarcastically tee up a clip package that proves the opposite of what Trump just said, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give it to you straight, and I hope you're sitting down for this, because here's the truth. Donald Trump lied.
Lied like a dog.
And he didn't just say it once or twice. He repeated that lie over and over again.
We're not going to have war in the Middle East. I'm going to keep you out of wars.
I'll keep you out of wars.
I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. Under Trump, we will have no more wars.
You said it all the time. No more wars was basically your bazinga. It was a catchphrase. You were like a sitcom dad who would come home and discover that your kids were fighting over the remote control. Whoa, 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 everyone. Let's take turns. It's like I always say, no more wars. But fine, so what? So Trump lied. The important thing is he's doing everything he can now to stop the war with Iran that he started. In fact, as I'm sure you've heard him say many times, we are very close to a deal.
Early this morning, Iran launched retaliatory strikes on American bases in the region after the U.S. military struck strategic locations near the Strait of Hormuz, which were themselves a response to Iran's downing of a U.S. Army helicopter earlier this week.
A new threat from President Trump to Iran. He says Iran has taken too long to negotiate a deal that would have been great for them. Now they will have to pay the price.
They'll have to pay the price. What about us? Gas is so expensive, I had to learn to ride a unicycle. And then I found out not only can you not park a unicycle in Manhattan, they make you legally move to Brooklyn. The back and forth with Iran has been so exhausting that even Fox News is starting to get tired of all the BS.
I think the ceasefire has been fake all along. I think that the ceasefire is kaput.
I don't know how you claim that all of this is being held together. I know we're not supposed to ask about timelines, but November's coming.
He keeps saying we're very close, we're days away, and I don't know what that means. We've heard that for a very long time.
It's like watching a tourist slowly realize that a game of 3-card Monte is rigged. Oh, so weird. I won the first 2, but now I've lost 37 in a row. But But it's no surprise that even conservative news outlets are losing patience. Trump has promised to deal with Iran more times than HBO has rebranded. At this point, we've been through Iran Deal Go, Iran Deal Now, Iran Deal Plus, Iran Deal Max, to just Max, back to Iran Deal Max, back to Iran Deal Plus. I just hope we get a spin-off called The Pit of Hormuz. And yet, despite the fact that even their most diehard sycophants on Fox News are skeptical, the administration keeps insisting that a deal could come any day now, or any week now, or any month now.
Right now, I feel that we are in a position to get a deal, and I think we're very close to achieving that goal.
You say very close. How soon? Could the deal happen before the midterm elections?
Oh, absolutely. No, I think we're going to know a lot before the midterm elections. Look, I think that the deal could happen in the next week, but the deal could also happen months from now.
That's not helpful. You're talking about a deal to end a war that has crippled the American economy, like my contractor talking about our bathroom renovation. Hey, Angelo, when is this going to be done? Oh, give me a break, Your Highness. I'm sorry we aren't moving quickly enough for the Prince of New York. We haven't had a working toilet for 6 months, Angelo. Oh, I didn't know my liege was too good for the bucket. After spending an entire campaign insisting he would end wars, Trump is claiming he never said he would end wars. What about his other big promise to end inflation?
Starting on day one, we will end inflation and make America affordable again. Prices will come down. You just watch. They'll come down, and they'll come down fast. Starting the day I take the oath of office, I will rapidly drive prices down, and we will make America affordable again. We're going to make it affordable again. We're going to get your energy prices down by 50%. Groceries, cars, everything. We're going to get the prices down. Starting on day one, we will end inflation and make America affordable again. A vote for Trump means your groceries will be cheaper. Getting gasoline below $2 a gallon, bring down the price of everything from electricity rates to groceries, airfares, and housing costs.
We've played that montage so many times, I keep a VHS copy of it right here next to my desk. And if you're wondering why a VHS tape, it's because I had to sell my laptop for my unicycle. Thanks, inflation. We're actually thinking of selling these in the NBC store with this beautiful slip color. And not only did Trump list the specific things he was going to make cheaper, gas, groceries, housing, electricity, airfare, he even gave a specific day he'd start making them cheaper, which was day one, which is insane. Nothing gets done on day one of any job. My first day at SNL, I spent 3 hours looking for the bathroom until Tracy Morgan told me he thought it was okay to use Lauren's popcorn machine. And if you think it's impossible Tracy would say that, here's what he said might happen during Monday night's Knicks game.
I think the Statue of Liberty might get pregnant.
And by the way, take a look at her after last night's comeback. Not only did inflation not come down in a new report this week, it is found that it has gone up. It's higher than it was when Joe Biden left office. But much like his promise to end wars, Trump is changing his tune on inflation. Now he says, actually, you guys, inflation is awesome.
Are you concerned, Mr. President, about the latest inflation number which came out this morning? Could that be a
No, I love it. The numbers were great. You know what I really love? I love the inflation.
You love inflation? I thought you were going to end it. I genuinely can't think of a more tone-deaf thing for a president to say. He might as well say, baseball is boring and apple pie is disgusting. I mean, honestly, what could he say that's more politically damaging than I love inflation?
I don't think about Americans' financial situation.
Now, you might be asking, does Donald Trump really not care about inflation, or does Donald Trump really not care about Americans' financial situations? And the mistake you're making is continuing to talk after the word care, because unless it's followed by himself, Donald Trump doesn't care about anything. If it's easier for him to try and convince you that inflation is good than it is to stop inflation, that's what he's going to do. Ending inflation on day one was a lie, in the same way being the candidate of peace was a lie. He lies so easily. Dude was out there this morning saying that Iran is telling him that they are happy with the press they're getting.
Iran is very good at publicity, but they're not good at fighting.
So
But I took a look, and I must tell you, they can't believe the press they're getting. They can't even believe it. Yeah. And they told me, they said, it's amazing how well we're doing in the papers.
The least a thing has ever happened was the time the Iranians said to Donald Trump, it's amazing how well we're doing in the papers. So how does this work? You get on the phone with Iranian negotiators, and before you get into deal points, one of them says to you, "Have you seen the papers?" It's hard to believe him, especially when he posts something like this.
Based on the fact that discussions with the Islamic Republic of Iran have been brought to the highest level of Iranian leadership and approved, I have, as President of the United States of America, canceled the scheduled strikes and bombings against Iran this evening.
I like when he writes, "I have as President of the United States of America," because then I know he didn't just do it as a blowhard from Queens who fell asleep at a finals game. The Trump presidency is a bait and switch, and it couldn't be any more obvious. Trump promised to end wars, then he denied he ever said it. He promised to end inflation, and now says he loves inflation. The idea that Trump would ever keep one of his promises is ludicrous. It's more likely that pigs might fly, or hell might freeze over, or
The Statue of Liberty might get pregnant.
Thank you, Tracy. This has been A Closer Look.